You ain't really let me back then, but how about now? Cause I'm up right now. And man, this stock has been going to town. I really hope everybody out there has been able to eat up with Senseonics. Man, this has been another grand freaking slam here out of Trades. We have been talking about this company for a while. So excited to talk about this today. What is up, everybody? Welcome to Trades. We give technical analysis on different stocks in the stock market, as well as potential buy, hold, or sell opinions on these given stocks. I'd like to preface by saying that I'm not a financial advisor nor expert, so take what I say with a grain of salt. Let's get into the video. Today, my friends, we're going to give you guys an update on ticker symbol SENS. Up here in the top left is the ticker Senseonics. Man, I'm so pumped about this stock. I put this on your guys' radar quite a while ago, and it is finally doing some really good things. We've been very patient. We've been very, very patient. It traded sideways for quite a while, about a 2-week stretch, and it is finally starting to get some nice, decent volume. In fact, today we had a nice push in volume, but we're going to get into that in a minute. But we're going to look at a couple different things here regarding Senseonics. I do have a position in this stock. I do have 61 total shares, as well as 4 call options for the 5.5 strike price expiring on 19 March 2021, and I am planning entirely on adding to my position here on this stock. I did a little bit of I'm going to be doing a little bit of rebalancing in my other brokerage account. I did sell out of a core position that I am in so that I can rebalance my portfolio, but today was a very green day across all the stocks that I'm looking to buy into, so I was patient. I am going to wait for a pullback, and I do encourage you to do the same here with Senseonics. So we're going to look at the fundamentals of the company, the why. Why should you care? Where's the potential for growth here? Why do I think this is a great long-term stock, which I do believe is a long-term stock? I am almost as bullish on this as I am Microvision, MVIS, my girl Mavis, right? I think that, honest to God, this has potential to be a triple-digit stock within 1 year to 18 months if they do end up becoming a utilizable CGM system, which we will get into here in a minute. But we're going to look at the fundamentals, some upcoming news catalysts, some news sources, and recent news that could help drive the price action, explain why we saw some price action, and then the meat and potatoes, which is the charting. So we're going to look at the 1-month chart as well as the 1-day, 1-minute chart to get both a macroscopic and microscopic perspective of the price action. I've got a couple different indicators pulled up, right? I've got the RSI, which is relative strength index. Anything over 70 being overbought, anything under 30 is oversold. And then I've got the 200 EMA and the 15-day MA. The 200 EMA is this purple trend line as the exponential moving average. This is a price action based valuation trend line over a 200-day moving period. Gives us a macroscopic perspective of overall price action. And then the 15-day MA is the moving average. Some brokerage accounts call this the SMA, the simple moving average. They are one and the same. This is a price action based valuation trend line over a 15-day moving period, which gives us a microscopic perspective of overall price action. We use these side by side so we can predict upcoming breakouts and breakdowns in regards to a stock and its overall setup on the chart. So we're going to look at that. We're going to analyze the overall volume that's been coming into this, some bullish and bearish patterns that we're seeing here on the charts, and give you guys a Fibonacci retracement, some good potential entry points in this stock, give you the signs of strength and weakness that we are seeing. We've got a lot to talk about, so let's get into the video. So what is the company? What is the why? Why should you care? Senseonics Holdings Incorporated is a medical technology company. The company focuses on the design, development, and commercialization of glucose monitoring systems. The company operates through Glucose Monitoring Systems segment. It offers a continuous glucose monitoring CGM system, Eversense, which is designed as an implantable CGM system designed to continually measure glucose levels in people with diabetes. The company's Eversense system consists of components such as a sensor, which is inserted subcutaneously, which means underneath the skin, and the upper arm by a healthcare provider. An external removable smart transmitter that receives, assesses, and relays the data from the sensor and also provides vibratory alerts, and a mobile application that receives data from the transmitter and provides real-time glucose readings, alerts, and other data on the user's mobile device, such as a smartphone, Apple Watch, or tablet. So the one con that I see with this company is it is an insertable device. You do need to have this inserted into your skin. It's implanted subcutaneously, which means underneath the skin. So it is a little bit invasive, but in comparison to getting your finger pricked, right? This is a much, a smoother transition, and there's always going to be a demand for diabetics to monitor and regulate their overall glucose levels, right? So I think there's a lot of potential with the Eversense system and with Senseonics as a company. And I've got a couple different things that I want to show you guys in comparison to Dexcom, which is the current utilizable glucose monitoring system. And man, I really do think there is some solid potential here. So we're going to look at their overall products, which is the Eversense system. So the world's only long-term CGM system. With the Eversense 90-day CGM system, you can actively manage your diabetes simply and with confidence. Eversense provides continuous blood glucose monitoring for up to 90 days via an under-the-skin sensor, a removable and rechargeable smart transmitter, and a convenient app for real-time diabetes monitoring and management. So this is the sensor right here. You've got the transmitter, which is removable, rechargeable, and water-resistant, sends data every 5 minutes to your mobile device, and then the mobile app, which receives real-time glucose measurements on your mobile phone or smartwatch. No need for a separate receiver. You can track events like meals and workouts and see them right on your graph to help identify trends. Share your data if you'd like to, right? So this is a very, very smooth little system that they've got rigged up here. I feel very confident in the fact that this could be a good little setup. And we do have an upcoming known news catalyst, which we are going to talk about here in a minute. But I do really want to double down on the fact that this is significant because, as I had mentioned, the demand for diabetics is actually increasing, right? And we know that every single year, the amount of obesity in America, which does lead to diabetes, increases year over year over year. So this is never going to be an issue that goes away. There's a lot of money tied in the diabetic side of the market, right? So very, very interesting product. I think it's got a lot of potential. I think Eversense stands out from some different products, and we're going to talk about that next. But first thing I want to double down on is this. Senseonics is to participate in the SVB Leerink Global Healthcare Conference. This was posted on Thursday, February 11th, 2021. And I'm going to tell you why I think this is significant, right? There could be some really, really cool news, which I have not mentioned in any videos yet, that could push this stock to some crazy, crazy highs. In fact, I think you could see $10 here within the next 2 weeks. I know that is a bold statement, but I'm going to show you why I believe so. So, Senseonics, a medical technology company focused on development and commercialization of long-term implantable continuous glucose monitoring systems for people with diabetes, today announced plans to participate in the upcoming virtual SVB Leerink Global Healthcare Conference. Management is scheduled to present Thursday, February 25th, which is next week, at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Interested parties may access a live and recorded webcast of the presentation on the Investors Relations section of the company's website. So if you do want to check that out, it is available on their website. And there are a couple different things that they could end up talking about. And to me, it is this. This could be a very, very big deal that you do see, talked about here or coming up in the future within the next couple of weeks, which is the information about the 100-day Eversense FDA approval. So this is off of a Reddit thread. Take it for what it is. There are links, right, which do give sources to the information that is being stated here. But let's just take a quick read. Here's some info regarding the history of the FDA approval process for the 180-day device. The CEO, Tim Goodnow, says there is still potential for a decision from the agency by the end of the second quarter of 2021. So coming from October 5th, 2020, the initial press release announcing submission. We're just going to take a quick read. So, we have Senseonics here, announced the pre-market approval supplementation application to extend the wearable life of the Eversense CGM system to 180 days was submitted to the United States Food and Drug Administration, FDA, on September 30th. Study results demonstrate performance matching that of the current Eversense 90-day product available in the United States, with a mean absolute relative difference, MARD, of 8.5% to 9.6%. This result was achieved with reduced calibration down to 1 per day, while also doubling the sensor life to 180 days. So if they can double this down to 180 days, right, that would double from 3 months to 6 months, which is a long, long, long time that you'd be able to use this Eversense system without ever having to mess with it, right? So that's a big deal. I think that's very significant. If the 180-day Eversense product is approved by the FDA, Senseonics partner Essentia Diabetes Care will initiate sales in the United States. The Eversense XL 180-day CGM system, without the reduced calibration scheme, is currently available to patients in Europe. A decision on approval of the 180-day Eversense system is anticipated during the first half of next year, this being 2021. And we are currently about, coming up on a quarter of the way through 2021. So this may be something that takes some time to play out. But if it does play out and this does end up getting approved, that is very significant. And I'm going to show you why. That is because if you compare this to Dexcom, which is the current utilizable glucose monitoring system, right? I just want to show you something. Check this out. There's a lot of good DD. He's got some links here if you do want to check this out. You can check this out on Penny Stock's Reddit thread. The two studies I will be comparing are a prospective multi-center evaluation of the accuracy of a novel implanted continuous glucose sensor, Precise2, which is Sense's CGM, and the accuracy of a factory-calibrated real-time continuous glucose monitoring system during 10 days of use in youth and adults with diabetes. So the Dexcom system is a 10-day product, right? It continuously monitors glucose levels for about 10 days, whereas the current Eversense system monitors for 90 days, which is a significant difference. And there's more. There's more to this. And this is not considering the 180-day Eversense system, which may end up getting FDA approval sometime in 2021. Check this out. According to these studies, the 90-day survival rate of SENS CGM, the FDA-approved shelf life before replacement, is 91%, compared to Dex's 10-day survival rate of 87%. Not a significant difference, but a difference nonetheless. Not only does this give Sense a product a 9 times greater shelf life, but it also gives Sense product a 4% greater survival rate at the end of the respective shelf lives. This is pretty significant when patients depend on these products with their lives. And I've yet to see this information come to many people's attention. This is something I want to double down on, guys. That's significant. This is a true life or death situation for some people with diabetes that need to have their glucose levels continuously monitored. So I think that is something that makes Senseonics stand out in comparison to the Dexcom current utilizable glucose monitoring system, right? And if we do take a quick peek at Dexcom, I do want to pull them up for you really quick and just show you what the price action looks like. And last I checked, this is a $400 stock. As it sits right now, they're a $404 stock. So that is very, very significant, my friends. If you see a shift in the market and Senseonics becomes the next up-and-coming utilizable glucose monitoring system, that is going to be astronomical. You could be looking at a huge, huge shift in wealth, a big, basically repositioning of wealth from Dexcom over to Senseonics. Of course, nothing is guaranteed. There's no way that we can predict that is going to happen. But hypothetically speaking, right, if this is a product that ends up becoming utilized, and based on the data we have read, this is a potential that could come to fruition. So we know the fundamentals of the company. We do know they have an upcoming, conference on next Thursday of the week, right? And that is what we're looking at right now in terms of the fundamentals and upcoming news catalyst. The chart setup, right? What are we looking at? Well, we do have a nice respected ascending level of support right here. And to find a respected level of support or resistance, we always look for at least 3 touch points. We do have that. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 different touch points here. And I anticipate that you're going to see this pull back to this ascending level of support sometime in the future. What would that look like? Well, if it happened tomorrow, you'd see it drop back down to $4.17. Day after that, you'd see it drop to $4.31. Day after that, you'd see it drop to maybe $4.52. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen necessarily, but I do think it is something that you will see happen sometime within the next 2 to 5 days. And that is going to be the opportunity for you to scoop up this stock. The volume is looking absolutely beautiful. It has found a nice little normalization. In fact, in the last couple of days, the volume has been gradually picking up. The last 3 days, we've seen a bump, and a huge bump right here. In fact, in the first hour of the trading day, we saw 40.5 million in total volume. If you look at this on the daily chart, the volume is looking very nice. Nothing in comparison to back here, right? Still about half. But the setup is 100% there. This is a nasty, nasty gap up, my friend. Senseonics is looking beautiful right now in terms of a chart setup, and I don't think this is the end by any means. We have the 15 MA gap up over the 200 MA back here. If you're able to get into the stock back when I pointed that out on the channel, you would have gotten in at about $2.79. You would be up 100 and some percent as of right now in just a 7-day period of time, which is absolutely beautiful. You can't beat a Grand Slam play like that. And my friends, my family, there is swing opportunity here, but I think the true potential in Eversense in the Senseonics company is going to be as a long-term position. I do truly think this could be a triple-digit stock by the end of the year if they capitalize on that 180-day monitoring Eversense system, and if this becomes the new market norm in terms of glucose monitoring technology. So that looks very, very nice as of now. We have a nice, extremely bullish ascending channel right now. We've got an ascending level of support right here with 3 touch points. We've got an ascending level of resistance as well with more than 3 touch points. And of course, we're not going to be able to keep that continuous growth for forever, but nonetheless, that is a beautiful movement right there. You do not get that very often. If it ends up breaking above this ascending level of resistance, my friends, it will come with a violent move. So if you got a position in this stock, I would continue to hold. If you're looking to add to your position in this stock or develop a position in Senseonics, the time will come. I do think you'll get an opportunity for a pullback, and if you do see a pullback, that will be the time to scoop it up. Don't be mad about red days, my friends. Red days are an opportunity to get stocks that you've been waiting to get, which is what I am anticipating doing as well. In terms of retracements, previously, the stock did have a beautiful retracement at that 50% mark, which is picture perfect. Any stock that retraces less than 50% or less, shows a lot of buyer strength, which we do have here on the 1-month chart. And if it ended up retracing here tomorrow, what would that look like? Well, you'd probably end up seeing a pullback somewhere around $4.79, which would be right about here. So that does look like a pretty solid entry point. If you're looking to get into this immediately, right, that 479 does look like a very safe place to start. I would consider, establishing a position there if you do see it pull back to 479. If it does break below 479, right, we do have this level of support down here. This is a ascending level of support sitting at about $4.18 if it were to drop that low tomorrow. And if, in my opinion, I would just average down. I would keep some dry powder by the off chance that it does break below 479 and test out this 418 range, because that is going to be, in the long term, you're going to be mad at yourself if you sold out of your position out of fear, right? I'm telling you, traders are the only people on the planet that buy things when they're overvalued and sell things when they're undervalued. Please do not do that with this company. I think there's so much potential upside, and everything about this looks absolutely beautiful. Nice, consistent volume makes this a predictable stock. It makes the volatility predictable, right? We've got the 15 MA gapped up over the 200 MA, which is a great sign as well. Clean upward moving channel, right? The price action has been smooth. Everything about this is screaming bullish, and it will continue to run. On the RSI, it is sitting pretty overbought, though. It is at 76 right now. So if you have a position in this company, I think you're doing okay. If you're swinging the stock, right, maybe consider taking profits on part of it. But if you're looking to establish a position, buying right now is not the key opportunity. I would wait for that small pullback, at least some sort of micro pullback, in order to get into the stock at a good price. We're going to switch over here to the 1-day, 1-minute chart. For any last minute confirmations, I am going to clear this off. If you do want to look at everything that I had drawn up, just rewind the video and pause it and check it out. But what we have here is a clean ascending level of support. We've got 1, 2, 3 different touch points. We had a false break underneath that, but we are still basically respecting that ascending level of support right now, my friends. That looks beautiful. And we do have a nice level of ascending resistance right here. So it's squeezing down pretty tight in price action. If it ends up following along with this trend line, my friends, I do think you're going to see a pretty hard push moving here in the future. The only thing we have working against us is this has been extremely overbought for literally the entire day. So we are going to see some sort of pullback on Senseonics here in the future. It could be tomorrow. It might be the next day, right? But we do know this is being overbought, which likely means in the short term, it is overvalued. And I would watch for that as that means that you are likely going to see a pullback, which is an opportunity for you to get into the stock for a lot cheaper. That is what I have for the video today, my friends. So if you enjoyed it, please drop a like. It really does help support the channel. And consider subscribing if you'd like to see more content like this. Lastly, I have an affiliate link in the description box down below for Webull. This is version 4 for the desktop. Absolutely great platform. If you use my link, you get 2 free stocks with a $100 deposit. I receive a free stock. Great way to support the channel, my friends. And if you're not interested, that is totally fine. I also have a link to my merch store in the description box down below if you want to check that out. There's some cool stuff. If not, that is cool too. That is what I have for the video today, guys. Thank you for watching, my friends, and I will see you all next time. Peace.